This weekend is the last few days of debate camp for the vice presidential nominees because on Tuesday, it is their debate. One night and one night only, J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. With us now, Bob Barnett, Washington super lawyer, former debate prep team member, Barack Obama and both Clintons. It's good to see you, sir.
Hello, Leland.
Thank you very much. Who has more to lose, Walz or Vance?
I think that vice presidential debates generally don't matter. Sometimes they do. Walter Mondale's debate with Bob Dole probably gave the Carter ticket a couple points. I think the Lloyd Bentsen debate with Dan Quayle probably helped a bit, although they lost.
Although they lost?
Although they lost.
Well, the Sarah Palin debate?
I was going to say that next. I think that probably ended up having an impression. But in these vice presidential debates, there are two simple rules. One rule is defend your ticket topper. The other is attack the other person's ticket topper. I've been sitting next to, I think, two presidential candidates over the years when the vice president didn't do rule number one, and it's ugly. So you better be ready to say good things about your ticket topper, and you better be ready to defend their positions. There'll be some attacks back and forth
on the two of them.
Yeah, but that won't ultimately have a lot of impact.
Look, you've been there during the mock debates when they're recording, you go back and you watch and you go on and on. You think about the past couple of months. J.D. Vance, by Axios's count, has done 59 TV and print interviews, some with some pretty hostile news organizations, CNN and others. When Tim Walz has done that, he's done 4 TV interviews, none with hostile groups. Is there a situation where you have that muscle memory of being in a hostile environment, being questioned, and being out of that for so many months really a detriment?
Well, let me say first that I'm not sure that J.D. Vance helped himself by doing all those, because out of that came eating pets and executing young babies, and the list goes on and on. I think Walz is doing what he is assigned to do and wants to do, which is going to the important states and meeting the people. And I think that's probably the right strategy for him. You haven't seen a whole lot of controversy except questions being asked about him, but he's done well, and he's presented the position, both the positive position for Harris and the negative criticisms of Trump.
What does Tim Walz and J.D. Vance have to do? You've got two men who are known to be combative. They certainly have been on cable news. How do you prep them for, number one, not in a rally with sort of a home crowd, but speaking to this huge audience now, the biggest audience they've ever spoken to, of watching this debate, that are in the center, number one? And number two, how do you make two men who are arguing with each other likable, presentable, whatever you want to call it, to female swing voters?
I think that you'll find that Vance will spend a lot of time on what I call the fear factor, on immigration, on inflation, on, as I say, eating pets, but also childless women. There'll be a lot of that. I don't expect Walz will do any of that. I think Walz will do some criticisms of those things, but I think he'll mainly talk about the change that Harris and Walz want to bring and the things that they will bring.
And look, and to be fair, J.D. Vance is going to go, she's the incumbent. What's different? And there's going to be some interruptions, right? 90-minute debate, no live audience. But unlike the past two presidential debates, hot microphones, Norah O'Donnell, Margaret Brennan. The CNN moderators were criticized roundly for not being tough enough on Trump. They let the debate speak for itself. The ABC moderators largely criticized for being too harsh on Donald Trump and giving Kamala Harris a pass. Where do Brennan and O'Donnell come in?
I don't know what they'll do, but I'll tell you what they should do. The moderators should not become the third candidate on the stage. In my view, they should fact check. But if they take the position that they won't fact check, they should at least follow up. So if someone avoids a question or says something misleading, at the very least, I think they should follow up. That's good journalism. So I hope that's the role they'll take. Do so equally if there's, you talk about the criticism of the folks from ABC. They fact-checked Trump because there was all that stuff to fact-check. There wasn't that much to fact-check on Harris.
All right. Well, this is a discussion for another time, which we will have.
Okay.
Mr. Barnett, always good to see you,
Nice
sir.
to be with
Thank
you.
you very much. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.